And how do you know when to push yourself to maybe learn more about something you've never worked with before versus, oh, this is just not something that I can do? Like, I know some cases, maybe it's more obvious, like the emergency room situation, but say you're like working with someone with PCOS and you've never worked with PCOS before, for example.
Right. I think, first of all, it's really good to just tap into your intuition for
Yeah.
those things. I think that if you get the first contact, whether it's an email or you meet the person or they request a visit or whatever it is, if you get that little oh feeling,
Uh-huh.
there's that that's the hint to stop and think to yourself, is this something that I can ethically work with? What is my concern?
Yeah.
If the concern is I don't know enough, then part of it is like, okay, do you have a mentor, a group of people who do know more than you that you can
Mhm.
learn with or from? Do you have a resource that has extensive information about this that you feel like you could trust? And that sort of thing. And then also, like, what are the risks? So if somebody has a cancer diagnosis and you've never worked with cancer before and they're hoping they can avoid chemotherapy or something, for
Mm.
me, that's a clear line. Like, no, you are not experienced enough to do this. And maybe you could refer to somebody who has lots of experience. Maybe you could say, I'm happy to work with you once you're done with your treatment, whatever. But I think we have to make that decision case by case. But I also think there are times when the stakes are not as high. So it's like, well, if somebody has IBS and
Mhm.
you've never worked with IBS before, however, they're not in urgent danger.
Mhm.
They've tried a bunch of other things. None of the other things have worked. And they're
Yeah.
just looking to work with somebody. You could say to them, hey, listen, I've not worked with IBS specifically.
Mhm.
I think I have some really good ideas. I'd love to work with you. If not, I have some people I could refer you to. So, I mean, I think you could always be very upfront with folks, and I've done that before as well. And sometimes people want to work with somebody else, and sometimes they're like, "No, I feel connected with you. I'd like to see what we can do here." And in those cases, I think it does sometimes make sense to say, "Why don't we give this a try for 3 months or 6 months or
Mm.
however long?" And then say, "Hey, if we're not noticing a difference, then maybe it makes sense to go to somebody who really specializes in this area and see if they have something else to offer."
That's a great idea. Those are all great ideas.